Get the Kubra mantra for your iPhone or mobile device at JasonGallant.ca.
So I recently had somebody send me an email, and you know who you are. And she was complaining about life. You know, life's horrible, same old situation, I'm in the wrong place. You know, I have this problem with this person, problem with this, part of my life. You know, all these different things in my life aren't going right. This person doesn't like me, or I don't have this situation working perfectly. You know, I don't want to get into the details because I don't want anybody to even know who it is. But the fact is that this person was heavily invested into saying, Jason, my situation needs to change or else I can't be happy. If this is your idea of life, I'm the wrong person for you to work with. Because on the spiritual path, I'm teaching you to find the place inside you that doesn't need anything on the outside to change. Okay? I'm not saying things on the outside can't change. That's fine. I'm okay with things on the outside changing, but being a mystic or becoming a spiritual master has everything to do with you finding the unconditional place inside that is okay with the outside. Like you're not suffering on the inside if everything on the outside isn't going according to your plan. Okay? We all know people like this. I need to go to Hollywood to become a movie star, or I need to have $1 million in order to be happy. I need to have a new relationship in order to be happy. I need. It just never ends. I always need. And then when they get the one thing, then they're on to the next thing. But if you tell that person in that moment, you say, hey, you know what? You need this one thing to be happy, but guess what? You're not going to be happy when you get it. They won't believe you. They're like, no, I know. I'll be happy for sure. 100%. I'll be happy then. But I'm here to tell you that you won't. You won't be. But if you're still hell-bent on searching this way, if you're still convinced that the next thing will make you happy, then the spiritual path is not for you. You're not ready for this yet. You have not seen where things lead in your life. You have not seen the vicious cycle that the mind and the desires catch you in, and the numb experience of all those desires. Okay? The manifestation. You haven't actually experienced this. And you do have to experience it before you're ready. So I'm not here to tell you not to, okay? I'm not saying you're a bad person. It's nothing like that. It's more about the spiritual path, or the enlightenment path is about understanding your internal mechanism. It has nothing to do with the outside. So many people ask me, they say, Jason, do you like this? Or do you do this? Or what do you do with your daily activity? You know, because they're looking for a way to measure me, okay? Am I enlightened or am I not? Am I at a certain level or am I not? Am I a spiritual master or not? Or should I teach them or should I not? Because they're looking for what I do externally as a measurement of my internal experience. But the internal experience is unconditional. It is unconditional, and it has nothing to do with the external. Has nothing at all to do with it having to manifest in a certain way through the filters of the ego. Okay? So that's why you can see one spiritual master of a very high level of attainment, and they're acting like they're 3 years old. Or they have just the strangest sense of humor, or they have an ability to live in poverty on the street somewhere. You know, there are many people in Western society that would say, oh, this person's crazy because they're living in poverty. There's something wrong with that person. There's something wrong with that person because they're not playing the game of most Westerners, which is success, which is the house, which is the kids, which is the cars, which is, they're not playing that game. So that means there's something wrong with them. Don't mix up a master's ability to not play the game with a lack of realization. See, mastery has to do with the fact that you joyfully move through your life inside. You can even joyfully move through anger on the outside. Okay, so this is where you can't measure somebody. You won't be able to measure. So going back to the question I got from this person is, Jason, I need all these things to change. Okay, so now, if you come to me with an email like this, or if you come to me with a question like this in a session, you're going to get a lion instead of a sheep, okay? Because you're forcing me to say, okay, your mind doesn't matter. You know, when you become a spoiled brat, I need a cookie, I need an ice cream cone, I need a cookie, I need candy, I want a new toy, I want a new toy. And then the parent has to say, no, you don't need a new toy. It's time to address your need for the toy. And if you don't want to address it, go to your room, okay? You need a timeout. Your mind has got so much control in its desires, and you're I need, and you're so convinced that at that point I'm saying, okay, you think you're convinced? Good, go have fun with it. Go enjoy your need and see how happy you are with that. We've all been there. Every person that has ever embarked upon the spiritual journey has been there, and they understand that that's the way the mind works. It says, I always want something better. I want the grass is always greener over there. I want to go to a different country to live. I want to go have a different career. It always wants something different than what it has. That's the sickness. The sickness of the mind is the inability to enjoy what you have right now, and to convince yourself with a whole series of arguments of why this that you have right now is not enough. I'm here to say to you, no matter what you are given, it is enough, because inside is unconditional. It is already with you, and that's what you're embarking upon on this journey. You're saying, I want to find the thing that I already have, so that way my treasure, my wealth, my prosperity, my happiness, my bliss never leaves me. Because I'm sick of getting this thing and then my bliss leaving me, and then getting that thing, being happy for a day, then the bliss leaving me. I'm sick of this conditional game. So if you wish to be free of the conditional game, you let go of your conditions. And those conditions weren't made by life, they're made by you. You know, I'm by no means saying this is easy. I'm not saying that your life is not horrible in some way. Okay? But in the end, you have to decide. Do I have to change my situation? Or do I change my internal experience of the situation? And guess what? If life has given you a lack of ability to change the situation, it's taken that away from you, now you are forced to spiritually progress. And that's the gift. You're forced to say, okay, I'm not going to get the cookies from the external experiences of life. I'm not going to get my rewards that way. So now, where is the divine? Where is the divine experience of life? And you're forced to look inwards. This is the gift of having a horrible life, according to your standards, okay? The gift is that you are forced to look inwards. You are forced to be here and understand your internal mechanism of what creates pleasure and pain in your experience of this incarnation. Okay? So you have to decide. If you're in a situation where you really want it to change, but you're unable to make it change, you don't have the financial ability, you don't have the friendships, you don't have the connections, you don't have the abilities, the skills, the education, whatever it might be, okay? You're not living in the right country, you know, whatever it might be. If you don't have the ability to change the situation, then let go of needing to change the situation and say, okay, I have to change my internal experience. I have to change the way I'm looking at the situation. You only have two choices ever in your life: change the situation or change the way you look at it. On the spiritual journey, we say this must happen first before anything else matters. The external can still change, but the internal must change if you are suffering. Okay? So yeah, make a commitment to be accountable to this, the internal experience. Don't look so seriously at the external and say, this is the reason why I suffer and this is what should change, you know? So I hope this helps. Take care for now.